complexities, mobile.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show will commence in 5 minutes. While you are waiting, please hit the like button and share the video link.
Please like and leave a comment and share this video.
Only 3 minutes until the start. Only 2 minutes until the start.
Please like and subscribe to this channel today. And don't forget to share it and hit that thumbs up. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awesomeness is about to start in 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Grab a drink and a snack, sit down and enjoy watching the show. Don't forget to comment, like the video, and share it to others.
Hey everybody, welcome to live show 62, live from Minsk Belarus with Duke and myself. Hello.
Hello everybody. Hi Dave.
Zoom in, zoom in.
Yeah, zoom in, the zoom in. Yeah.
Still there.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah. Well, I like that rabbit.
Okay, well, that's good reason enough, I suppose. Okay, let's do it. What do you got for us today?
Well, you know, it looks like all these European powers, they still want war, and they don't want a ceasefire. I mean, it's the same in the Middle East. It's like all, I don't know, I guess if you're part of the West, I really don't know what's driving this stuff. And Viktor Orban, as you know, he went first to Zelensky, talked with him, and he says, oh, I don't like the idea of a ceasefire. Then he went to Putin. Putin actually says, no, but I'd go for a ceasefire. And Hamas said they'd go for one. And I think, you know, like Hezbollah said, they, you know, as soon as Israel stops, you know, attacking Gaza, you know, then they'll stop attacking, and Israel.
The same with the Houthis will stop as well.
Yeah, same with Ansar al-Alam. So it's like there's just a lot of, I guess you would call the traditional West. They want to keep the wars going, and of course, it's a lot of money. They get a lot of money, and of course, that's why they want to keep it going.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, I mean, Dave loaned me, and I haven't read it yet, but he just loaned me last show, "War is a Racket" by Smedley Butler, and
5,000 pages.
Yeah, no, it's like an essay. It's very short, and what he was writing about is still true today. It's all about money. It's all about like corporations and everything. That's another name for fascism. Some people call it corporatocracy because they don't want to say the word fascism, you know, because they're trying to tell you that fascism has something to do with your race and your skin color and all that, but it's you know, not by the creator of fascism. I guess it kind of existed before Mussolini, but he said fascism is the marriage of corporate money with government power. And, so that's what we have.
You know, I put that on Facebook once, and then they said it was false.
They said it was false,
and stopped me posting for 7 days.
Gosh, really? Isn't that it? That's incredible. I mean, I wonder what that means. What do they? I wonder what they accept as the real definition then.
I don't know.
The one that's morphed into something to, you know, racism, I guess to them is fascism. It's like,
Probably.
Yeah, but anyhow, so anyone who's been paying close attention to the news can see that all the major powers are, you know, going, they don't want peace. You know, like Israel, like we just said. And
did you see that article in the German magazine about North Stream?
Oh, what was that? I wrote it in the very back.
The Ukrainians were planning it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Really? Come on.
Yeah, it's incredible fake news. It's, I mean, the story that some woman and some guys on some little charter boat, you know, went and were able to do some scuba diving and plant all the charges with, can you imagine? I mean, that's steel and concrete reinforced. You know how much explosive they would have had to bomb all of the lines, the Nord Stream 1 and the Nord Stream 2, and you couldn't fit that all in a little boat like that. And you know, it's like what is Alex Cristoforo saying, like the minnow, Marianne and all that, and the professor or something.
Yeah.
It's just a I think that was that what they call muddying the waters. You know, they create a fake one, and after what was it? Seymour Hersh broke that story that he had a whistleblower telling exactly what happened, and I guess it's very credible. Seymour Hersh, very, very Pulitzer Prize winning journalist, and you know, that sounded, what he said was right. You know what actually happened, and then Olaf Scholz jumped on an airplane within days and was in the United States. When he came back to Germany, they came up with the fake story of the Andromeda, some little pleasure boat or something, you know, and that those people went and put the charges on because they're trying to steer people away from what is probably 95% at least the real story, which is what Seymour Hersh put out, that it was the United States doing it. And I believe he was saying they were doing it during an exercise, right? to cover up. They were doing an exercise right by where the Nord Streams run, and and it was Norway helping out. Norway and the U.S. mostly that planted it. And isn't it also strange? Like a day or so after they blew up the Nord Stream 1 and 2, Norway opened up that pipeline to Poland, a new pipeline.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's beside the point. What we're talking about now is, well, we were talking about Olaf Scholz. We have a video for him of him showing what he thinks of a ceasefire or peace, just like all the other ones.
Klare Antwort auf Ihre Frage. Aus meiner Sicht ist ein Waffenstillstand, der eine Kapitulation der Ukraine zum Gegenstand hat, einer, den wir niemals aus Deutschland unterstützen dürfen.
We out of Germany will never, and it looks like the parliament is clapping, but I'll tell you what, most of the people, obviously, definitely, 100%, most of the people in Germany, they don't want that war. And really makes you wonder. You got the politicians all clapping there. I guess, they need money to run for re-election.
Like seals.
And yeah, like a bunch of seals. And makes you wonder where they have their money invested in. I guess just like in the United States, like Lindsey Graham and all of them, and the military-industrial complex. And if you're not in the military-industrial complex, you're probably, in bed with certain banks and things that are part of the military-industrial complex. So it's all tied together, and they don't want peace. And remember that video we had last week? Was it Tulsi Gabbard saying that Biden is insane because he sees something about climate change as a threat, but not nuclear war?
Yeah.
And it's really strange. You're saying climate, that way they can make solar panels and do all kinds of things. And you can get a whole bunch of money to start passing it around all over the place. And so all this stuff has to do with money. It's war is a racket. So, and we have something from the German Coast Guard. I don't know if you have that. That's a video. Look at this is how the German Coast Guard works.
Hello. This is the German Coast Guard. We're thinking. What are you thinking about?
No. Of course that's a joke video. Probably throw that in.
Hello. This is the German Coast Guard. We're thinking. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, good joke. But the next one's not a joke. We have a very serious person, Diane Panchenko. She's Ukrainian, and talking about this whole system, how this works, and listen to what she has to say about that.
Thanks to everyone who supports ordinary Ukrainians. But today, we, all Ukrainian journalists,
Sorry about
would
the
like
quality.
to ask you for your attention, not your money. Do you know why MSC, a leading container shipping company, doesn't do business in Ukraine? Why Ukrainians don't want to fight? Because your aid doesn't reach ordinary people. The Ukrainian politicians use war to steal it. Just look at cars with Ukrainian number plates in Monaco.
A lot of rich Ukrainians, multimillionaire Ukrainians all over the place. Wonder how they got that way.
Good wages.
Yeah. I heard like the higher ones, they get like what was it, 700 rubles or $700 a week or something, or I mean the very highest
Ukraine.
positions.
People fight over a pair of sneakers in a thrift shop.
Before the special military operation, most all of American stations said it was the most corrupt country in the world. But after the U.S. started backing them, Oh, no more talk like that. Ouch. Wow.
Alongside my colleagues from Radio Svoboda, Nashi Groshi, Scheme, and other media, I'm doing my best to help the ordinary people of Ukraine. But fighting this corrupt system is an uphill battle. This week, the US announced another $150 million aid package to Ukraine. Does it sound like a lot to you? For the Ukrainian government, it doesn't. We'd like to tell you about several corruption scandals that prove embezzlement of $60 billion. $60 billion, which is equal to the most recent large aid package. Want to know more? So,
Wow.
$5.5 billion oligarch Kolomoisky has stolen. The co-founder of a Ukrainian state-run bank was a longtime partner and friend of Mr. Zelensky. He's under U.S. sanctions now and is currently in prison. According to the Panama Papers report, $41 million of this money was transferred to Mr. Zelensky's accounts. So why is there no investigation into Mr. Zelensky's theft of Ukrainian people's money? $1 billion the Minister of Defense Reznikov has stolen. He moved this money to rogue firms on the first day of the war. We published more than one investigation on the topic, but he's still walking the streets.
And here they were stealing
In
billions.
England.
And that's okay. That's during the war. While
Look at that.
people
That was
dying.
24th of June.
Tears me apart.
Is this a lot?
That one, 20,
Timber trade
2024.
alone by the Ukrainian forests companies should annually bring $22 billion to the nation's budget. But OSINT reports indicate that this money goes to the pockets of Ukrainian officials. It's $50 billion over the course of the war with Russia. Even the head of a small village office was found to keep $4 million at home. And there are more stories like that. But the main cash flow goes to the corridors of power. $1.1 billion the Kyiv Tax Department employee poached. Radio Svoboda reports she's under charges of unlawful enrichment. $32 million the head of the Zaporozhye administration snitched from the fortification construction budget, 360 News reports. $500 million is the amount of funds proven to be stolen from the construction of fortifications, according to the head of the investigative committee, Mikhail Bondar. The SBU general who accused me of treason for a call for peace on Telegram has been detained in Serbia with over $20 million worth of cash, jewels, and crypto assets. $40 million the head of the big building national program has stolen, the National Anti-Corruption Office NABU reports. The program is under supervision of Zelensky's office. Ekonomicheskaya Pravda states that the Minister of Agricultural Policy profited from illicit land contracts to the tune of $12 million.
BlackRock.
$21 million the head of the tax service, Roman Nasirov, received as a bribe. This is the official information from the National Anti-Corruption Office. $52 million RADA member Yaroslav Dubinevich stolen gas supply contracts, Radio Svoboda reports. He's now on the wanted list. Minister of Infrastructure and the head of the Ukraine Restoration Foundation got kickbacks of $50,000 in bitcoins, $150,000, and $12 million in cash, and that's only the proven instances. How do you like it? And that's just a drop in the ocean. These are the cases with evidence we talk about time after time. By we, I mean honest journalists. We have a plethora of investigations on the topic, but they unleash hell on us. Meanwhile, their bosses steal. Here on X, Jason J. Smart attacks anyone who highlights the sins of the Ukrainian government. A journalist from the only TV channel in Ukraine at the moment buys a $500,000 property with a monthly salary of $700. The Ukrainian government has seized the monopoly on information and paid for defenders. And these defenders are in fact their partners in crime who live off stolen money. It's politicians, it's volunteers. They rob us, they threaten us with criminal proceedings, they do what they can to silence us. On behalf of Ukrainian journalists, I'm asking those who allocate funds for Ukraine, stop them. They're stealing your money. Ordinary Ukrainians die on the front lines, die in poverty, while they're grafting the US taxpayers' money. Let's stop this theft together.
Wow, she's better watch her back, huh?
Yeah.
Big time, big time. I think a lot of journalists aren't with us anymore that said much less than she did. I don't think she's in Ukraine, of course. There's no way she can be in Ukraine, but a good chance she's in Belarus. She interviewed Lukashenko.
Yeah, I thought she is here.
Yeah, I think she is. I think she's in Belarus. I don't know, maybe she goes back and forth to Russia. I don't know if she would stay in one place. There's some Belarus and some traders. I don't know if they if they're on Belarusian soil, if they're all in Ukraine and Poland. But she has to watch her back. And if you don't believe Ukraine is corrupt, we have even something from the Telegraph here. Just a photo here. What does that say? Ukraine should be told it is too corrupt to join NATO. Yeah, incredible. I mean, it's weird that you get some publications are still talking about how corrupt it is. You know, people still don't know how much money Zelensky has. You know, it was what divulged he had 2 point something billion at one time U.S. dollars, and then I think it was almost certain that he had 5 billion. You know, less than a year after that. I mean, or like around a year. You know, this is during the special military operation. Some people were then projecting he had 10 billion, but there was no evidence ever put out for that. So anyway, very, very, very rich guy. Makes you wonder, you know. And you can kind of see why nobody wants peace, you know, any of these top dogs, you know, because they're getting filthy, filthy rich. It makes you really wonder, how are they going to end this? I mean, do they have to get a lot of money, or do they, I don't know. How's this going to end? I don't know. You know, then the next clip we have also, we might have played it before, but I put it on here again. I don't know if we played it last week, but it's Poland also wants more war. And this is the foreign minister. And they want to escalate. And Poland, as you know, that's supposed to be the launching point, one of the launching points. Now, it used to be more Poland than it was Ukraine, but now, with a lot of special forces units, Ukrainian special forces units on the border of Belarus, you know, maybe the spearhead will be Ukraine. But anyway, here's this guy here talking about
how to champion the escalation game. For example, we could be seizing all 300 billion euros of Russian sovereign assets. Putin has already written them off. The Kremlin can be stopped and even beaten. We just forgot about it. Ronald Reagan used to say his strategy vis-à-vis the Soviet Union was simple, if not simplistic. We win, they lose. I like that one.
I like that one. I like that one, he said. You know, I don't know, is this guy trying to sound brilliant or something? I mean, it makes you wonder. The brilliant idiot. You know, I mean, it's really weird. And he's got people there, normal people that want to live their lives, and he's talking about escalating. I don't know. But we have a clip a little bit later on talking about, you know, I'm talking to Orban. He talked to a very rational person, and he'll even tell you that the person's very rational. Just, what was it, yesterday or the day before? But anyway, that's towards the end, I guess. I mean, I put it towards the end. You might have wanted to put it in a little bit earlier, you know, but yeah. Yeah, but anyway, that was a foreign minister, Sikorsky, on the game of escalation. And meanwhile, the UK has a new prime minister. Do you think he might want peace? I mean, you see everybody getting the Zelensky curse, and I think he even met Zelensky, right?
Yeah, he's just organized.
So he met Zelensky before he got in office. So maybe he's trying to reverse the curse, because he's going to still support the Ukrainian war.
And the new foreign minister is about to go over there as well.
Yeah, but so what was his? I think he talks about his priorities. I think the first one that Keir Starmer, his first priority is to protect pedophiles, right? And the second is to keep the war going, I guess.
Lock up journalists.
Lock up journalists.
He was in the prosecution's department when Assange went into the embassy.
Oh, so he's a really nice guy. Makes you wonder. I don't know. And it's like they vote these guys. I wonder how he actually got in. It was more like of a kind of a fluke, and the fact that Rishi Sunak probably didn't want to be the prime minister anymore. He said he was going to draft everybody, and I think. And then he called the election. He said, I mean, what's a sure way to make sure that you don't win the election? Tell everybody you're going to bring up the draft.
The voter numbers were down the worst in a few hundred years.
I mean, the fewer people voted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and Starmer's party got less than Corbyn got in 2017.
Wow.
So about 20% of people actually voted him in, roughly.
Holy
80% of the
smoke.
people in the UK didn't vote him in.
Wow. So not close to a majority.
Well, no, he's got a huge majority. The problem is no one.
I mean, not of people voting for him is what I mean. Incredible. Wow. So anyway, we have him. What is it? I can't remember. Is he talking here? I think. Let's see.
An earthquake in British politics predicted tonight in an historic election. The UK's official exit poll showing the governing Conservative Party, led by Rishi Sunak, defeated in a landslide, ending 14 years of power.
If you want change, you have to vote for it.
61-year-old Keir Starmer is now likely the new Prime Minister, a former public prosecutor running for the Labour Party on a campaign of change. A potent message with Britain in the throes of a major cost of living crisis and public services in serious decline.
I just want a kinder economy is what I'm after.
The Labour Party now looking at its biggest victory ever, flipping the Parliament and taking over the vast majority of seats. And the Conservatives are headed for their worst result since the party was founded in 1834. They've struggled to recover from the scandal of Boris Johnson's Downing Street COVID parties and the turmoil of the Brexit referendum, which split the country and the party and led to 5 prime ministers in just 6 years.
After the Brexit vote, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, totally destroyed any confidence that I had in the party.
Phil, if these predictions are correct, Keir Starmer will visit the King tomorrow morning. Charles will ask him to form a new government, and then Starmer will go directly to Downing Street to start his job as the new Prime Minister. Phil?
Gee, they're screwed in Britain, man.
Yep.
I don't know. Economy?
George Galloway's prediction is if that guy gets in, it's going to be a war.
Yeah.
And Galloway lost his seat.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I can't believe it. Very, very, just barely. He just barely lost.
Andrew Brigden lost his seat as well.
Yeah, you were saying that was a guy he was against the shots?
Yeah, he was going on about him all the time.
Ah, man alive. Britain. Wow. They're in worse shape. I don't know. But they might be in worse shape now than they were with Rishi Sunak. Jeez. Gosh, makes you wonder. How can that possibly be?
How many English people want to leave now?
Yeah, we got I think a lot of people going to Russia, they don't know about Belarus,
Lukashenko was saying yesterday that he wants people to go to these villages out there, and he'll sell the houses for pennies on the dollar.
Really? For a lot of the way outside of Minsk and all that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, like for $5-10 you can get a house, and then you stay there and do them up. There
actually is some really good deals. Everybody wants to come to Minsk, of course, like us. I mean, we're here. But if you're I'm a little bit too old to be starting out farming again. I was farming in the...
We don't have to farm there. You can just go down there and live there if you're remote.
What else would I mean, well, when you're going to start again, you're better off in a city normally. I mean, so like more opportunity, I would think. Well, it depends. I guess if you have
if you can remote work, it'll be a good place.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I'm starting to, think that a lot of time, if you're in a smaller town, it's also good because there's you can find niches that has not been filled, and you try to come to Minsk, all the niches are filled already. You're not going to start something, because already 50, 100 people have already started it. And but as far as before Lukashenko said that like houses and properties and stuff are much cheaper. If you go far enough away from Minsk, like more than an hour drive, like an hour and a half or something, I have seen, of course, maybe you should say, I'll say you'd have to rebuild. You can find like large pieces of land, and this is not an exaggeration, for $1,000. We're talking, you can do some real good farming, a big piece of land. I think they go by sotak, and I don't know what a sotak is. Like 50 sotak. I think that's I think one sotak is 1,000 square feet or 1,000 square meters. So 50 is 50,000 square meters. So it's a good sized piece of land, and $1,000 US, and you can find some fixer-upper houses. Look for something if you know what you're doing. Get a house where you might just have to put a roof on it. The foundation's good, the walls are good. I've seen concrete or whatever block-made houses, and also for really good prices. It's just incredible. And the roads are almost all good in Belarus. All main roads and a lot of the secondary roads, maybe the tertiary roads. You kind of wonder a little bit. But looks like Lukashenko would be helping people out if you. I'll tell you, I think I remember we mentioned this in one of the shows, that there's somebody, I think a woman somewhere in the southern part of Belarus, maybe not so wise now to go there with this military operation, but I don't think it's that far south. It might even be near Pinsk, as far as I know, because you're familiar with that area. That they're starting like an expatriate village, and I think most all the people speak English there, and they're from foreign countries. Just don't know where that's at. She doesn't advertise, apparently. Like there's some English-speaking places in Russia, just south of Moscow, I guess. Yes, okay. And but as far as wars are going, as you see, most of these countries, except for maybe Hungary and Slovakia, they don't want the war. They want peace. But most all these other the major countries in Great Britain definitely all they want war. They want to keep the wars going. But in the Middle East, Israel, of course, wants to keep the war going. They want to escalate as well. And the U.S. says, oh, they want to stop the war. But the United States, trust me, they want the wars to keep going too. They definitely, more than anybody, the United States wants these wars to keep going. So whatever you hear in the press is a bunch of BS anyway. We have a video of Scott Ritter, also not so great a quality, I don't think, but him talking about the Middle East war. So we can find that if you can.
War blowing hard in the Middle East today. Israel has said that they've reached the end of the line here. This war of attrition, this war of escalating violence has reached its culminating point, and frankly speaking is humiliating for the Israeli Defense Forces, which continue to be picked apart by Hezbollah. To be sure, Israel is retaliating militarily, and Hezbollah has suffered casualties. But Israel has always operated under the notion that it was the superior power, indeed the supreme military power. But when it comes to Hezbollah, that no longer applies. Hezbollah has demonstrated over the course of the past weeks that it has the ability not only to strike Israel when and where it wants, but to fly over Israel. The dramatic video taken by a Hezbollah drone of northern Israel in the Haifa area, showing the locations of targets that Israel deems to be extraordinarily sensitive, and informing the Israelis by doing so that these targets will be destroyed in a war. Hezbollah has accumulated an arsenal that is in the many tens of thousands, some would say hundreds of thousands of missiles and rockets, many of which are long range and precision guided. And if there's a conflict between Hezbollah and Israel, Hezbollah has indicated that it will destroy the Israeli air defense systems, and then every part of Israel, from the top to the bottom, will be struck. In effect, Israel will be destroyed. Now, Israel isn't just going to sit back and let this happen. And Israel has hinted that it may use weapons of unprecedented strength that have never been used before, a clear hint to its nuclear arsenal. This conflict is getting ready to spin out of control. The United States has deployed the Gerald Ford, an aircraft carrier battle group, to the region, ostensibly to fight alongside Israel.
The Roosevelt.
But Hezbollah isn't a nation that lacks in military capability. And if the Gerald Ford strikes Hezbollah positions, one can assume that Hezbollah will seek to strike the Gerald Ford. Again, expanding the scope and scale of this conflict. This is all because of one man, Benjamin Netanyahu. This war could end today if Israel were to accept a ceasefire.
Yeah. So it's been put out that Benjamin Netanyahu, this by a what do you call it, psychiatrist, that Benjamin Netanyahu is insane. And Tulsi Gabbard saying that Joe Biden is insane. I'll tell you what, you can probably put that label on a lot of these people. Look at Ursula von der Leyen, Ursula von der Crazy, some people call her. I tell you,
Prime Minister of Estonia.
Yeah, these people, you know, like
Stoltenberg.
Yeah, and these people lying, like
Burrell.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these people are deep into drugs, as we know. But I don't know. So how do you tell if these people are insanity making their irrational decisions? Jeez. Like again, we'll hear what Orban says. You know, and Orban is obviously very rational, and Fico, who's now recovering from.
He said he would have gone to Orban if he was healthy enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what the heck? I mean, just think of the old days. You know, when you had these rational politicians, and this stuff would never have been like this. They wouldn't sit around and say they want more war. And I think you were just posting something that said they think that the way to peace is more war. More war means more peace, you know. And Reagan, what was that foreign minister of Poland saying? Oh yeah, Reagan, you know, but Reagan, there wasn't really a war going. There was no missiles flying, and there was nobody shooting anybody. You know, it was a lot different than that guy is letting on. It was a different economic system at that time, and there was no war. It was like a supply side economics, like I said, and that is the person who actually did a lot to end that is Paul Craig Roberts. And if you look up Paul Craig Roberts, you can find out his take on what ended the dispute between the Soviet Union and the United States, or the West, you could say. So it's not like that foreign minister is saying, these guys are a bunch of crazy knuckleheads. You just can't believe it. So, but Israel anyway, I guess what they're going for is it's not just winning the war. They have goals in mind as well, and I guess they'll go for 100 years if they want it. Here it is right here. The movement. This is a movement, and it's if you see right in here that one of the people involved in this is somebody called Sarah Netanyahu. Gee, that name sounds familiar. But anyway, this is, I guess, Eretz Israel. This is Greater Israel, and this is what they've been talking about for a long time. This is where they want the state of Israel. Why these borders? I have no idea. So they want to take over these huge areas in the. It looks like there's like these rivers, and I believe one of them might be the Litani River, from what I've heard. But I think it's a river on each side, and I suppose I've heard that the two stripes on the Israeli map are supposed to signify, you know, the top one is one river and the bottom was another river, and then of course the Star of David in the middle signifies everything in between that is Israel. I mean, that's what I've heard before. But look at, they want most all of Syria, Iraq, all of Lebanon, and
all of Jordan.
All of Jordan. Yeah, Jordan, you know, trying to be friends with Israel. Somebody should talk to them about that. Not to mention the fact that Sarah Netanyahu is one of them. As you all know, probably, that they've already expanded this war into the West Bank. So they weren't involved. It was supposed to be just Gaza, and then it was the West Bank. You know,
they've just approved some more settlements in West Bank as well.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like they're provocations. They're trying to provoke a greater war. And it's just like what Ukraine is doing. That's why they put all these troops on the Belarusian border, and Lukashenko he's not going to have any of that. You know, he basically said, you're going to really get your backside kicked if you try to do anything in Belarus. And I think Lukashenko's good for his word. So, you know, that's why they have not, you know, in all those years. As a matter of fact, even the leader before him, who was there a short time, you know, since World War II, Belarus has never been a party to any war. So that's why I guess they want to make war with Belarus. And if you think about it, like we talk about this on other occasions, you know, Belarus had a huge portion, like 30% of its population was wiped out in World War II. And all of the best engineers and things, they were shipped out of here, shipped to Germany during the war, and then to the US and all these places after the war. And it takes a long time to rebuild after that. Long time. Belarus is now starting to show that it has really good potential. You know, Lukashenko has brought up a lot of that too.
Trump's son-in-law's grandparents come from here.
Oh, I didn't. Oh no, that's From here or from?
No, from here.
Oh yeah, I get people mixed up from Ukraine and from Belarus because they're actually very much related. But the northern Slavs, Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine. But of course, they've steered the Ukrainians away for the most part. That's taken decades. They're trying to make them think that they are the master race and they don't have anything to do with the Russians and the Belarusians or whatever. So, but they said they'll kind of welcome the Belarusians as their little brothers or something because they're the master race of, but not the Russians. The Russians are orcs and they're inferior beings, they said. That's what they say in Europe.
Oh, Ukraine did dig the Black Sea with their hands.
Yeah, that's true. And
they did start Christianity.
They started, yeah. Jesus, I think, was Ukrainian. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, Santa Claus was also, and they built the pyramids of Egypt too.
Yeah, first Europeans.
Yeah, it was the Ukrainians. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What else were they? Yeah. Well, whatever's great, that's Ukrainian. That started in Ukraine. Just remember that, everybody, because it says in the books there. Tells you that.
It does.
There's a lot of other stuff too, but I can't remember all the BS. Yeah. Okay, where are we at now here? Yeah, we got that. Oh, yeah. Well, we have the next one is with Sarah Netanyahu too. We have this. I don't know if we didn't show that one. That was actually part of the same series. Number 8. So it says, "Wake up, North," led by Sarah Netanyahu's brother? No. Oh, wait a minute. Sarah Netanyahu's brother. That's probably Benjamin. The movement promotes Jewish land claims in Lebanon through the children's book, Alon in Lebanon, featuring a boy from the kibbutz in Upper Galilee who cherishes Lebanon's mountain views. So there you go, So God gave it to them. I think that's what it says. God gave us this land. That's what they say. That's why they're trying to kick the Palestinians out.
So was it them or was it the Ukrainians? Can't be both.
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. Which one? Oh, wait, they're both the Nazis. I mean, they're both the master. No, one's God's chosen people. One is the master race. So I don't know. Anyway, they're our founders, and we should all worship them, the Ukrainians and them, and the Zionist Jews. So, and then there's number 9, that I guess they were dropping some leaflets on the people of Lebanon, in the south. And a photo number 9 here, and it's very similar to, what they did in Palestine at the very beginning. Anyway, I think it says, it says message attached to a balloon sent by Israeli extremist groups to residents in southern Lebanon. This land belongs to the Jews. You must evacuate immediately. And of course, they've tried twice, as we mentioned in the last show, and they got their butts kicked. Hezbollah kicked them out.
I read today a lot of the tunnel network and command and control systems underground built by North Koreans.
But
for Hezbollah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah. I mean, well, that's what the article says.
True.
Huh. That would be incredible. The resistance.
Because apparently they're experts at that, because the American bombing and all that during North Korea, they've all their stuff's underground. Still.
Yeah. Still. Wow. That's incredible. That's incredible. You got to build them deep enough, and then they got these bunker buster bombs now.
They're saying they're 40 meters under the ground.
40 meters. Wow. I don't even know if the bunker busters do that. What is the U.S. called? A MAB, mother of all bombs. I think it's called MAB, right? That's just. But the Russians is more powerful. The U.S. I think that's what the U.S.
Russians
calls it.
Probably stole it.
Yeah, with the hypersonic missile. I think some guy stuck it, with those places, those hiding places you and I were talking about a little bit earlier, like what they do in prison, where they hide things. Just got to fold it up real small, and you got to really. There it goes.
That's why the Americans can't do anything. It keeps getting stolen.
Yeah, stolen up the kibbutz. You just stick it up your kibbutz, and you can. Oh no, that's an Israeli term for something else. But anyway, you can get it there. Yes. But there's a protest. There was on 30th, you know. I didn't see it, but we saw it. I just saw that yesterday. Was it? Yeah. A protest in Israel, a video. So, you know, it shows, but it's has nothing to do with really getting out of Palestine. It's they want to draft these guys, which is the Orthodox Jews. And up till now, they don't even really have to work or anything. They just, their job is to pray, they say. I mean, that's what I heard from Israelis. But they need more bodies, like in Ukraine. The Israeli meat grinder. Look at that young guy there.
See, they got the little aprons on.
Aprons, huh? Gonna do some cooking? Chaos in Israel. Chaos, a lot of places. Chaos, chaos. But there's Tucker. Tucker was interviewing a businessman in fertilizers in Russia. That's how he made a lot of his money, his billions, by the way. He's an oligarch type of guy.
He originally started off with a bank.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think, yeah. But I think but he made I think he made the most money with fertilizer.
Yeah,
or was
he
it
had a
with the
bank,
bank?
and then he sold the bank, and then he got into fertilizer.
Yeah. Well, he's got
a section of the fertilizing product here to business.
Oh, here in Belarus, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that. But anyway, the U.S. froze. He has nothing to do with the special military operation. He's a completely private guy, and I don't even know if he knows Putin or anything about Putin, really. But here's Tucker. He is interviewing the guy, and they seized
Stated
or
objective,
frozen his
I
money.
don't know officially, but certainly policymakers and lawmakers say it, is to kill Putin or knock him out of his position, to get rid of Putin.
Kill him. That's the U.S. way.
I know you don't live in Russia and you don't know Putin, but as someone who knows the country, what would happen if Putin disappeared tomorrow?
Firstly, I live in the country, and I consider myself Russian.
Yes.
And so it's not correct to say that I'm not living in the
You
country.
liar.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so for the last 3 years, I spent in Russia most times than any other countries.
Oh.
That's changed a lot.
So what would happen if Putin disappeared tomorrow? What would happen to Russia? It's such a big, complicated country, and it seems like whatever you think of Putin, he holds it together.
He's actually wrong. He says chaos. It wouldn't be chaos.
Chaos. Any
Chaos,
type of it will increase level of the uncertainty. Like in any system which is basically very centralized, and Russia became very centralized system in the last decade or so.
Yes.
So any unexpected changes only will increase chaos. So chaos, yes. So where exactly this increase of the chaos will lead, that is again very much depends of many other situations during this particular time. But I think it's a very bad scenario and I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, that bad? I mean, it seems that way as a total outsider. If you have this the biggest country in the world with very complicated demographic mix and a lot of different parts of the country that don't have that much in common with each other, it seems like with a lot of nuclear weapons, that could be bad for the world.
Chaos, it's in general chaos, sorry.
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah. Chaos, it's very dangerous weapon. So when this weapon apply, it's create instability in the system. When chaos was applied, let's say in Afghanistan or in Iraq or in Yugoslavia 30 years ago, how long it took before stability was brought to the same places? So in situation like Russia, any type of the chaos, I don't think, firstly, system will be destroyed by the chaos.
See, now he's
because
backtracking.
Russian people, Russian society already came through a very different period of time in the 90s, where it was a lot of chaos. And society received kind of the vaccination against, against this type
chaos.
of the disease.
They had
So
chaos,
he said
they don't want
chaos,
it
and now he says
exactly.
there's no
So
chaos.
that's why I'm pretty sure what will happen if more chaos will appear in the system. Our system will react with more centralization, with more concentration of the power, with less freedom. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
And but is it good or bad? I think it's very bad for the Russia and very bad for the rest of the world. Because when system becoming more concentrated on defending itself, when it see dangers everywhere instead of the opportunities, even if dangers not exist, they will appear.
That's right.
And we will follow and we'll come to next conference.
That's exactly right.
A little bit later.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I saw the whole interview. I watched the whole interview.
Yeah, I kind of think it's not really. First, he said chaos. You know, maybe he's his definition of chaos is a little bit more mild than our definition. Chaos, it would be what actually did happen after the fall of the Soviet Union. Now, you know, that was chaos really there, because everything had to set itself up again. It's not going to be that bad if something like that happens. Like, for example, if something did happen to Putin, say he has a heart attack and he's gone. It's the same thing as getting assassinated, you know. They have measures and they have procedures, the government, on what to do. And there's somebody that will take, probably the prime minister or something, will take control for a while. They have some kind of elections, or actually I think they would decide, maybe within, they would decide on who is a temporary president, and then they would have elections afterwards. So, but it wouldn't be chaos. Like he said, there was chaos after, you know, 1991, after the fall of the Soviet Union. But, I would be wondering what would happen in Belarus if that happens, because it's a little bit less clear cut. Because you have some of these powerful people in Russia, like Dmitry Medvedev, and you know, there's a few others as well. But I don't know. So I would fear for what happens in Belarus, but
maybe his son will take over.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Lukashenko? I think he has a couple of sons. Are they in holding any offices at the moment?
Oh, one of them goes everywhere with him.
Is that the youngest one, right? Yeah, he's very intelligent too, I heard, right? He knows many languages and wow.
Plays the piano.
Huh?
Plays the piano, knows Mandarin.
Mandarin, Chinese, and English, I heard too.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I'd like to meet the guy. You know, so.
More subscribers.
Yeah, yeah. We need more subscribers out there. We will interview them. We'll interview other people. Maybe we can get a couple of people anyway to interview. We had to look for Diana Panchenko, definitely. Oh, by the way, we had that terrible video of her, a terrible quality, not terrible video, it's terrible quality, but we got a decent photo towards the end that we can show you that you won't find very terrible. So you guys have to hang on until the end for that photo. Yes, and Tucker, another friend of Tucker's is Clayton Morris, and Clayton Morris can tell us another way corrupt people get rich, you know, and it's more about Ukraine. So here.
Zelensky signed a law that lets Ukrainians harvest organs without consent. And at the time, Ukrainians were flipping out about this. Well, listen as these women explain Zelensky's law, which simplifies the transplant system.
Что сносятся все барьеры, которые ведут к трансплантологии органов. То есть все возможные согласия, которые были так или иначе учтены, родственники и так далее, просто выносятся за скобки. Они приглашают иностранные компании трансплантологические. И третье, что они делают, как вы думаете? Они вводят налоговые льготы для них.
No, it's too small.
I can't even read that.
Well, yeah, it's way too small. But in any case, it's well, Ukraine. Just think of anything that you can make money with corruption, and that's going on. They have the drug trade there. Lots and lots of drugs. They're doing everything possible with drugs and selling drugs and making drugs, and child trafficking and organ trafficking. And maybe what this woman was saying is, you know, they have soldiers, and they're just talking about, I think, Ukrainian soldiers, because that's in Ukraine. Because they don't want to talk about the fact that they're also taking organs and things from Russian soldiers, you know, and these people aren't even dead or nothing like that, and they take their organs, and maybe some people die and some people are, you know, whatever, I don't know. Then from then on they're always unhealthy because they're missing organs, certain organs, you know, because they can sell them. They can sell them to, you know, some rich people that
It's
might
hard
need organs.
hard to live without a heart.
Yeah, well, a heart, you know, that's one where, you know, obviously they're not. But there's even soldiers that are coming out. There's a lot of
Biden's doing well.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't even have a brain, so you don't even need a brain. But maybe he's going to go to Ukraine
So
to get
he's
a
part
transplant.
So he's part lion and scarecrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. One doesn't have a
heart. One doesn't have a brain.
Yeah, that's right. What did the other one? Courage.
Courage.
Well, he probably doesn't have that either. He's sitting way over there in the White House and he's talking war all the time, you know. How much courage does that take? I'll tell you what, that Diana, you know, Panchenko, she's got far more courage. Look at, she's probably on a kill list like nobody's business.
Of course, we're talking about the Wizard of Oz here.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for other people that don't know.
Yes, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So, well then, yeah. Anyway, so, but what are some of the other ways of? Oh yeah, gosh, they also have baby birthing. They have like basements or some underground places where women go in and they're giving birth. So and their babies are already sold, and some of them I believe maybe all of them, they get paid money because it's so desperate situation there. They're paid money and they give birth, and then their babies are, you know, they're baby making kind of machines or whatever, like that. Terrible. There's a lot of stuff in Ukraine, you know, and when you hear about anything like this, I mean, it's just anything goes there. Anything goes, and it's, but what I was saying, you know, like they take organs from like Russian soldiers and things like, you know, and I mean, what they're doing with the Russian soldiers, you know, I mean, a lot of things we didn't put here, but there was a lot of these reports coming out too, and there's these mercenary groups talking about
killing surrendering Russians.
Yeah, Russians that are surrendering, you know, maybe they need some kind of medical help. They might have a, you know, little shrapnel in their leg or something like that. So when these guys surrender, there was one, they were talking about one case, and then one of the mercenaries shot him in the torso, you know, and he was like so wounded, and you know, and then another mercenary comes up and shoots him in the back of the head, and that's what they're doing, and they're, you know, and they've been doing this stuff for a long time. They had those videos, remember, and as if everybody forgets about these things where they're surrendering. They got their hands, you know, on the back of their head, and then somebody's going down the line, bam, 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 and just putting bullets in the back of the head of these Russian soldiers. Incredible.
I'm surprised they're still surrendering.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they think they're going to be the lucky ones that don't get into a group that's going to kill them like that. So, we have, oh yeah, this is the French intellectual guy. He sums up things pretty good. Listen to what he has to say.
Ukraine has already been subservient to the United States for almost 10 years now, more than 10 years even. Today, the Ukrainian regime is losing the war, in my opinion, and therefore tomorrow's Ukraine will not look like yesterday's Ukraine, and this is to its own detriment. The U.S. pushed and provoked its own interests. They are fueling the division of Europe, but at the same time, they are simply strengthening the BRICS alliance. Russia, which has in fact forged an alliance with China, with Iran, with India, and with all those countries who are tired of American hegemonism. What is happening in Ukraine is that it's an interposed proxy war. NATO is pushing Ukrainians forward to the point of making them die, perhaps to the last Ukrainian. But NATO does not want to face off, in my opinion, directly with Russia. Everyone knows why. Because Russia is a nuclear power, because of its potential.
They want the money.
The military and industrial potential of Russia is huge. Its geographical extent is enormous, and its alliances today are real, with a number of powers such as China, such as India, such as Iran. So I don't think NATO would have any interest in embarking in a direct military adventure against Russia. It is obvious that the real objective of NATO and the Western countries is to detach Ukraine from its common history with Russia, which goes back centuries. No one has forgotten that Russia was born in Kiev with the great Prince Vladimir, and the Westerners, the Americans, because it is above all the Americans who are behind this and wanted to weaken Russia. Russia has been rising from the ashes for the last 20 years and has become a great international power again, and we wanted to cut off its wings by depriving it of this influence with this brotherly country, which is Ukraine. So this is what happened with the war starting in 2014 against the minorities of eastern Ukraine, whether they are Orthodox, whether they are Russophiles, Russian speakers, etc. The will was there to cut off Ukraine from Russia, and therefore it is not at all to establish a democracy. When you see Mr. Zelensky's regime today, it looks like anything but a democracy.
Yeah, we've said as much on this show over and over again, all those same kind of points, and you hear it from Scott Ritter and all that. And trust me, the United States government is delighted that Ukrainians are dying. They hate Ukrainians. The thing is, they just hate Russians a little bit more. Ukrainians are just being the useful idiots right now. And it makes you really wonder if the Ukrainians are ever going to be waking up. If I were Putin, I would put that out. I would say, you guys are I hope you guys know this, but you guys are useful idiots. They hate you, and they want your resources, and they want to use you as a tool to get even better resources of Russia. So that's what it's all about. It's using NATO as the spearhead. And then, I don't know. It's just too obvious. It's just too obvious. That guy knows what he's talking about. Scott Ritter, Douglas McGregor, everybody's saying the same things. What's his name? Jeffrey Sachs, And this has been going on for a long time. It's like I was saying, when I was studying history, and I one of the things that I remembered, it was like shocking. I was reading this, wow. And it was like, even back then, like around the year 1300, the Europeans, they didn't like the Slavs. And that's why they put up the marches to keep the Slavs from coming into Europe. They hate them. They think that they're inferior beings and things, just like the Ukrainians now. But they think they're the superior beings, the Ukrainians. But they're in for a big surprise. At some point in time, they're going to be slapped down immediately by the West, because they hate them too. So. And that includes Belarusians too. So anybody here, anybody in Ukraine who thinks, oh, the West loves us, the West loves us. Well, good luck on that one. Trust me, they don't. I've talked to enough of these officers and politicians. I used to have a job where I saw them every single day, and they don't like you. But don't worry about it. So you can sit back. Bill Gates, he has the cure for you. Just sit back and have a glass of maggot milk. I mean, what else can be better, right? I mean, aren't you right now, Dave, thirsting over a glass of maggot milk?
I think they should stop making these people use words that don't relate to what it is, like milk.
Yeah, you're right. It's not milk at all. What is it?
Well, it's like almond milk as well and all that.
It's not even milk, huh?
No.
But this is going to be what? Ground up maggots made to kind of look like milk, right?
Yeah.
Milk. In other words, somebody was milking a maggot. So you have a bunch of little guys, little microscopic human beings milking maggots to get some maggot milk. Jeez. So there we are. I mentioned before too, there was an investor that came to St. Vincent. He came to see my coffee farm, and he was with some other guy. And actually, we had a fruit called cocona fruit at that time, and then we had some five finger. This other investor who was local, he was making rum and things, and he was getting fruits that had a lot of liquid in them. And anyway, and this guy came from the UK, and he was telling us then, we're talking about, what year was that? That was about 2008. And he said, in the future, just what they're doing right now is they want us to eat, and he was talking then about earthworms. He said, eating bugs. That's where the future is at, because it's too expensive this other way, and they want to create a lot of, like he was saying then, earthworms. And then we're going to be eating earthworms. Yum. And
interesting, all these places that have eaten insects in the past or still do, like places in China and all that, what you find out as soon as they have alternatives, like meat,
Yeah.
they eat that.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
We'll talk about worms in a minute here, but Klaus Schwab, he would say, "Shut up and eat the bugs, and let me penetrate your cabinets."
Well, he's
And,
got a new one in the UK now.
Klaus Schwab, a new song or what?
No, new penetration.
A new penetration. Yeah, that's right.
Starmer.
I didn't think about that. He is a big one for the WEF, right? Wow.
And, oh yeah, there, I'll just try and find this. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. And Hunter, he can get ready and show you his worm in a minute, but we'll see what they've got to show us first.
Yes, hang on. I've just got a, what's this? Oh, wrong one. Starmer.
Gosh, that guy, I tell you what, makes you really wonder. They had, 5 prime ministers in a course of a very short time? This guy.
There you go. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Just ask you quickly, you have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
Why?
Because Westminster is too constrained. And, it's closed and we're not having meaning. Once you get out of Westminster, whether it's Davos or anywhere else, you actually engage with people that you can see working with in the future. Westminster is just a tribal shouting place.
There you go.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, so what does he, I think he's trying to say that he would rather be in charge of the WEF than be in charge of the UK. So, and because the UK is, the leadership is tribal, and he thinks that he could do more, whatever, being in charge of the WEF or something like that. It makes you really wonder what this guy's talking about anyway. But we have 80% of the people in Britain did not vote for, yeah, okay. But let's get back to worms. Hunter Biden, he's got a photo. He was trying to show his worm, that he has a worm of his own, and somebody blocked it, I mean, he loves to show that, I guess, to prostitutes and all that sort of a deal. But, yeah. So is this a Chinese woman that he was with?
Is that the one that ran from the room and he dragged her back in? In that video?
Oh, they have a video of that?
Yeah, she ran out of the room and then he ran after her naked. He was naked. And then he dragged her back into the room down the hallway.
Jeez, I don't know about that. I didn't see many of. I think I only saw one where he's laying on his back, and a woman is servicing him, kind of, and he's going, "Oh yeah, stuff like that." And this one, I don't know if this is from a video or not, but of course they have his food source, the worm that is covered up, But look at his teeth. Look at his teeth in this one, nice crown work actually. And we got another one that shows it before he puts his crowns on, I guess. And shows him like he probably really looks like some town drunk guy or something like that. But on number 15. So there he is. He looks like this guy that was begging for some money from me one day a little while ago. Jeez, look at that. Wonder what he was doing with his mouth to get such bad teeth.
Crack.
Oh, that's what does it too? The crack of somebody's, no, crack the drug. I thought he was up somebody's crack or something, but the drug, not up the crack. Ugh. I don't want to eat worms, and I don't want to eat whatever this guy's talking about either. Yeah, real party animal, that guy. That.
And speaking of parties, Ukraine.
Yeah. Most of them are women, as you see, and the men are on the right side. They're doing their thing, and the women are looking for the rich guys in Kiev that don't have to go and do what the guys on the right side are doing. Look at how sexy I am. Look how sexy I am. Look at how I can shake my backside. my husband is dying over there, and come, whatever, and spread some of that money out on the table there, and we can have some more drinks and things like that. Hunter, he probably was there, and that's probably why he's, messed up with Ukraine. Yeah, but anyway, but some of those guys that go to the front line, actually, they come back better, once the Russians, shoot them or something, or somehow wound them. Because we have a Ukrainian, and it shows. Look at, he's getting. You have to look at this. There's 4 guys carrying this guy on a stretcher. If you look in the center, on those, and so he's wounded by the Russians. And watch what happens when the Russian drone sees him and they drop some kind of a bomb. Watch what happens to the guy on the stretcher. Look at this magic. It's a healing bomb. Look at the guy jumps off the stretcher, and look at that guy. Look at the other guys can't even keep up. Look at that. Man almighty. Look at that. So Russians dropping super bombs on people, so it makes you be like a Superman or something. Incredible. And I guess that's a recruiting video for the in Ukraine. So they can say, look at what happens if you go to the front, and you can run really fast after that. Yeah. But the guy that makes this all possible, makes everything possible. Everything, because he's the guy, is Joe Biden. He's the man. Listen, you gotta let him tell you. Let him. He's the guy. Listen to the interview here.
Are about the future, not the past. They're about tomorrow, not yesterday.
Look at, he smiles before the question is asked. In other words, he knows the question beforehand.
For the next 4 years.
George, I'm the
Batman
guy that put
voice.
together.
I'm the Batman voice.
No one thought I could expand it. I'm the guy that shut Putin down. No one thought could happen. I'm the guy that put together the South Pacific Initiative with AUKUS. I'm the guy that got 50 nations, out, not only in Europe, outside of Europe as well, to help Ukraine. I'm the guy that got Japanese to expand their budget. For example, when I decided, we used to have 40% of the computer chip in it. We invented the chip, that little chip, the computer chip.
Wow, look at that. He invented the computer chip. You heard that at the end, right?
Yeah.
And he's the guy. He's the guy. I thought Trump was the best bragger, but listen to this guy. Incredible.
So, who was Clinton's VP? Al Gore.
Yeah, no, wait.
Yeah,
no,
Al Gore.
Oh, yeah.
He invented the internet.
Yeah. I have that in my notes too. You preempted that one.
Sorry.
Look at those Democrats. I mean, they're the guys. They
invent everything.
But no. Trump, he created the best economy in world history. So you look at in America. I mean, you guys all are seeing this, and this tells you what America's all about. They're the guys. Whether it be Trump or whether it be Biden, whether it be Al Gore, they're the guys. I mean, they invented everything. Everything that's, well, I thought it was from Texas. Everything was bigger and better from Texas, but no. It's just America all together. So we're all in it together because it's the dispensable people.
Exactly.
No, wait, not dispensable. Wait a minute.
Indispensable.
Dispensable means you can throw them away. That's the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are the dispensable people, right? And at least right now. And then till the Poles step up, or the Romanians, or who else are going to throw up in there to make this dispensable?
Well, they're having an exercise with Armenia next week, the Americans.
Armenia. They're the first real big Christian country on earth, aren't they? The Armenians? Anyway, first Christian church, I think. So, but that's the leader there. He wants his people to be the dispensable people. But we saw the guy. Though. The guy is Joe Biden. Yeah. But Will Smith, isn't that incredible? I think he believes Trump is more like the guy. I mean, he didn't get along with Trump before, really, but he wasn't really ever really badly outspoken. Actually, I like Will Smith. To be honest with you, he comes up with a lot of wise things. Even if he slaps guys pretty good, and that talk about his wife in public and all that. But I actually I do like Will Smith. But listen to what he has to say here.
To mention, since we're talking about politics, in 2020, Biden promised to free the black community from oppression and social injustice.
I thought Lincoln did that.
It's been 4 years, and he hasn't done anything to
Terrible.
fulfill
They
that
showed
promise.
George Floyd, the
Did
drug
you know
dealer,
that in 2023,
porno
police
star
killed over
drug dealer.
1,200 people? Last year was the deadliest year for homicides committed by law enforcement. In
Black
more
and
than
white,
a decade. Despite Biden being in full control, despite his promises, black people keep suffering. Moreover, Biden has used George Floyd's
Suffering
death
in
as
America?
means
That's
to
bullshit, though.
grab power. Biden has received black votes when he promised
George
protection and a police reform. The reform he forgot about as soon as he took the oath and didn't bother remembering it for 4 years. You know what? I'm tired of false promises. We're being fed by Democrats. And that's why I'm voting for Donald Trump this year. You can dislike him, you can hate his character, but at least he's honest and it puts his money where his mouth is.
Well, Trump is the better bet anyway. I mean, his bragging, I didn't like that he killed Soleimani, no trial, nothing. He just killed the guy and 16 other people, you know, but who else do you have to choose from? I mean, you know, he's a lot smarter than Biden, that's for sure. And I don't know, some of these other guys, they look pretty good, but Trump has a little bit of power. You know, he's got quite a bit of his own money. And if there's anybody that has a chance to go against the fascist deep state, you know, and chart a better course, the best chance would be Trump, because even Ramaswamy or Kennedy, you know, I don't know. I think that they'll make quick work of them. Trump, I would hope, has their number. You know, they'll try to do away with Trump like they want, like Tucker was saying, they want to kill Putin, they want to kill Lukashenko. They've even said they want to kill Lukashenko, and they've even tried a couple of times, you know, and they would want to kill the president too, unless the things are going on course the way the deep state, or I guess if you call it the deep state, the shadow government.
Try to kill Fico.
Yeah, Fico. Jeez. You know, I mean, real nasty stuff going on. And they do it right out in the open now. In the old days, it was all secret, and they make it look like somebody else did it. But now everybody knows what's going on. Who's blowing up pipelines and everything like that. Jeez. But anyway, they kept showing this Floyd, not Pink Floyd. George Floyd, you know, and that guy, he was a disgusting character. You know, he's a drug addict, you know, and he's done it twice where he sees the cops coming to arrest him and he takes all the drugs so that there's nothing to be found. There's no evidence. And that's what he did. He took a whole bunch of fentanyl, and he did it one time before, and when they were arresting him, and he said, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And if anybody saw those videotapes of him, I saw that one, and then after that, they deleted it, where he's standing up and he's saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And then Candace Owens, I guess she's really hits all this on the, you know, on the nail. And they're showing this, whoever that officer is that was arresting him, they show it from a different angle, and they see that he's got his knee not on George Floyd's neck, but on his back, actually. He wasn't cutting off the windpipe at all. He was saying, oh, I can't breathe. But he was saying, I can't breathe beforehand. But look at how they milked all this out of everybody. And like I said, the guy was in porno movies. He sold drugs and took drugs. And the guy he robbed people at gunpoint. He robbed, you know, black people even. And Will Smith he didn't even mention the name George Floyd. I don't know what Will Smith knows, but I would hope that Will Smith, he can get with Candace Owens and, you know, talk with her a little bit, you know. Will Smith at least has an intellect, and I think he can switch things out a bit, you know. But anyway, yeah, you were showing Biden running again. Look at that. Incredible. A weekend at Biden's. That's how it's run anyway. I mean, even all presidents to a large extent. Even Trump. You know, Trump has a mind of his own, luckily, but a lot of things are steered by the deep state. Like that bombing of Syria, where I believe Syria got the heads up maybe by Trump, and they moved their airplanes and all that sort of stuff. So Trump was just bombing some old airplanes and things like that. And he said the beauty of our weapons and all that kind of stuff, remember? but nobody got killed, nothing like that. So, yes. And, oh, we got Joe Biden's adopted son, Zelensky. We got a video of him. You know, I don't know why Zelensky, he's got like a nose problem. He got some
I wanted to show this first.
things. Okay.
Which one's the man?
Which one's the man? Oh. They kind of both look a little girly, but the one with the black shirt at least is supposed to be the man right here.
He's doing very girly things.
Yeah, he's acting girly, and the other one looks girly in the face. I don't know. They both look girly to me. So who are they?
What do you mean, who are they?
Is that
the Obamas?
That's the Obamas. Is this recently?
Yeah, that's the anniversary photo they just took.
They just took this one.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the arms, Michelle Obama's arms, they definitely look manly. And Obama is acting kind of girly, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the arms of Michelle, look at the arms. That looks definitely. I'll tell you what. If you just take the sunglasses off and the hair, I would think that was a man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Lost it. Yeah.
But Obama's hands look manly kind of too, but the rest of his body, his legs, shoulders, his head, you know, direction and all that looks girly, definitely. Wow, incredible. But like that case that Candace Owens made and other people reported about what's her name? Brigitte Macron. Wow, well, that one is definite. That one is definite.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, we can see Biden's adopted son. Yeah, look at how much he plays with his nose all the time.
Повинні бути на овал, бо ми їх не як третя сторона, яка має довіру. Бо в минулому там що сказав президент Байден у інтерв'ю, він мені сказав про цю свою мрію.
It's just funny stuff. I've seen a lot more where he's playing with his nose too. Matter of fact, if you saw some of these things on TikTok in the old days, I mean, I was, you know, when I was on TikTok and stuff like that, you see him, it's like, wow, I mean, how would he go in front of a camera like that? But he did. Anyway, it looked a little bit dusty in those photos there. But this is a great video here. This one is brilliant. This is Roger Waters. I mean, this guy, this next video, it is so incredible with our deep state gotcha man Piers Morgan, you know, trying to he gets people on there that that oppose the deep state, and he tries to get him in a gotcha moment, a gotcha, you know, and he tries to get Roger Waters. Watch out, this is great. Watch what Roger, he's the one who founded Pink Floyd.
Disgusting lies that the Israelis told after October the 7th
Like what?
about burning babies and women being raped, which were all completely...
Actually, they were lies.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Well, there's no evidence.
It's been established by the
You
United
can
Nations.
say anything that you want, but there's no evidence.
Actually, there is extensive evidence.
No, there's
of
not.
sexual assault and rape. Well, there is.
Okay, well, all right, now.
Also, we know what Hamas broadcast on social media.
Calm down. Roger, calm down. Don't sink to this level. All right, I won't.
What level?
Well, stop shouting. Stop shouting. As much as... Sorry, Piers, what were you saying?
That is brilliant. That is so brilliant. He's talking to himself. You know, because, I don't know, Piers Morgan. I show the evidence, Piers Morgan. You know what it was is anybody, you know, like what we put out on this show right away, because we saw stuff from the gray zone, for example, and then they were interviewing Israelis, and there's scores and scores of them, and they're talking about what was going on that October 7th back then. And it's like, to get one person from Hamas, Israel would kill 10 Israelis. They burn them all just to get one. And they were driving tanks through houses, through Israeli houses, and they were, I mean, doing, and these guys came through, some of them came through with hang gliders or something like that. They didn't have all this equipment to burn huge parking lots, but guess what? Apache helicopters do.
We said straight from the start it was Israelis.
And more and more and more people, the evidence, I mean, these witnesses were coming out and saying it was Israel. These were Israelis saying that the Israeli IDF was the one killing all the Israeli people and all that. But that's a big thing. And then there was a big fine announced that if you talk to the press, Netanyahu put out, if any of these Israelis talk to the press, they get a fine of like something like $10,000 or something like that. So to shut them all up, you know, instead of telling the truth. And, you know, and they showed some burnt baby thing, and I can't remember what that was about, but it had nothing to do with Hamas doing anything like that.
Wasn't it a dog?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what it was. Because I remember it was fake. It was a dog, you know, and it wasn't a baby. And look at Piers Morgan. He probably knows that. I mean, he acts like he's a stupid idiot in all these videos. Like whatever the deep state wants to put out.
He is a stupid idiot.
He is? I don't know. I mean, I can't think that anybody could be that stupid. How can he have such a good job, high paying, and then be a stupid idiot and go with the talking points of the deep state all the time, or the shadow government?
That's why it goes with the talking points of the deep state.
Yeah. Well, that's why he get the big money, because anybody can get up there and tell the truth, but to get up there and lie and act like a stupid idiot, you know, you got to get paid a lot of money for that. So that's Piers Morgan, idiot number one. Wow. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, we have a photo of the day. Look at this. This is the Chinese are here, and I guess they're doing terrorist exercise.
Where?
And here in Belarus. The Chinese are here in Belarus.
They invaded?
Yeah, just like they said. And I bet you that's what they're probably trying to say this in the West. And look at the Chinese. They're ready for a military operation against Ukraine. They're going to help the Russians. Oh, man. So we got to put more sanctions on them. But actually, it's the Belarusians and the Chinese, you know, practicing terrorist containment operations and things like that. I think they're going to be, this is actually, I think when did these things, I think I put the dates down, 8th to the 19th of July. So when the West says, oh, the Chinese are there and they're going to go across the border with the Russians, you know, when the 19th comes, they're not going to mention that the Chinese left. So, but the special forces,
they were marching on Independence Day as well, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were probably the same people. Wait a minute.
No, these ones arrived on a plane yesterday.
Yeah, I think they just got here. A lot of Chinese though in Belarus, and a lot of high-tech Chinese people here. That's
high-tech Chinese people. They're cyborgs.
Yep. They are.
Cyborg Chinese.
They're they're cyborg drone. They're drone Chinese.
Drone Chinese.
Yeah. Well, what they mean is they're people that are like into computer programming things and building automobiles and stuff like that. Engineers.
I have to mention there's a Chinese car factory here as well. Geely or Geely. Is it Geely or Geely?
You got me. Geely. I don't know. But at the same time, there's been you
notice how many Chinese EVs are here now on the road? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
A lot of Chinese
very
cars.
Cheap.
Well, a lot of them aren't even electric cars. They're just Chinese cars.
Oh, Geely, yeah. They're very cheap.
Yeah, and you ride in them, and it's like, wow, they're real firm. They're like, I don't know, built, seems like a Mercedes or something. They're really good quality. I guess they would be. I wouldn't know, you know. I don't know anything about that. I don't have a car, so I don't drive a car. Yeah.
That's because you used to live on an island. There's no roads.
Yeah, there's no roads. We
just walked everywhere.
Yeah, no, we have donkeys. No, they have cars there and stuff. A lot of car accidents because it's winding roads going around blind turns and things like that. I didn't want to drive there at all. Plus, it's driving on the wrong side of the road, like the British, you know. Who wants to do that on the left side? Who ever heard of such a thing? But anyhow, Australians and Japanese and
New Zealanders.
Yeah. Whoever heard of such?
Hong Kong.
Oh, I mean, there's that many. Malta. Oh, wait, no, wait. I don't know. There's a lot of countries that drive on the wrong side of the left side of the road. So.
Do you know why they do that?
Because there's something wrong with their brains, or?
No, that's how they used to joust.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's from jousting.
Surely you jest or joust, right?
No, I do not jest or joust.
Okay.
It's from jousting.
I didn't know that.
Hmm.
Have to watch Game of Thrones again sometime.
Hmm.
See how they do it. Okay.
They jest on the left.
Yes. No jesting, huh?
Hmm.
Okay.
That's not a
On
jest.
the left. Let's see, left side. Because they can hold it in their right arm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then on this side, they come this way.
Damn, I guess we're on the wrong side of the road in America. I'm going to sue them. You know, I mean, that's what, if you're a left woke person, I guess you have the right to sue, right?
Yes.
And then we have to make everybody start driving on the other side of the road if I'm successful. So, and meanwhile, there's a tornado. It's a terrible video. Terrible stuff. Video might be.
Where? Where's this video? Where's
It's
this?
in,
where's this tornado?
Shandong, China. Shandong province in China.
Sounds like a body part.
Shandong, yeah. A hunter's body parts, you know, is Shandong in China. Look at this. Holy smokeroni. I mean, again, the Wizard of Oz. It stuck Dorothy to the Oz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hit song. Ching dang chong wa. Ching chak of chou. Oh. That's one of my favorites. Got sketchy lyrics. But I used to live in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I can't remember the name of that hurricane that went through there. But one of the islands really devastated. Union Island in the country of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's like 80% of it was destroyed. You know, there's been damage also on St. Vincent. A lot of the electricity is out. You know, I've been there a few times when they had hurricanes. I was once, I think it was Hurricane Ivan. Damn Russians anyway. But Hurricane Ivan was going through there, and I was, I think it was, was that Putin? I think it was Putin at that time. And my wife said, "Don't look out the window. Don't look out." You know, there's a window, on the door. I was looking out the window on the door. Don't look out. You know, because it was like, some pretty bad. When I was looking out, I see a roof rolling down the street. It was incredible. It's like, normally you you put a roof and you want it to, for rain, to protect you from the rain, but like that updrafts coming and taking your roof off. It was incredible. And the neighbor's roof was gone, so you got to chain your roof down, I guess, in case of a hurricane.
I was in a cyclone where I grew up, and it destroyed most of the city.
Yeah, that's just like 80% probably too, huh? Darwin, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And yeah, so, and we're getting kind of close to the end here. I have no Maria Zakharova photos or news this time, but we do, like I said earlier, we have well, actually, I had some other videos. I didn't put any labels on them. I don't know if you want to play those, or should we?
I got the three gentlemen.
Should we? Yeah.
Do you want to show the three gentlemen first?
Yeah, and whatever else. Look at these guys. Look at them. Look at they're models for berets.
The guys on the left is the president now.
No, these are all three.
Yeah, but he's the guy on the left is the president of this federation, the first one. They're going to take turns.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, they just started today, huh? Yeah, they now have a federation. These are they were the Sahil. I don't know what they're calling them now, but it's. But anyway, these are coup governments, and the ones that are kicking out the United States
and France.
Yeah. And boy, I hope they're going to be able to keep things out. And they all like Putin, and they all like Russia. And Putin has never gone there and exploited. I mean, Russia has never exploited these countries. So,
Soviet Union always helped them.
Yeah, always helped them. And the United States and Britain and France and all their buddies are only there for exploitation. Yeah. Anything else I put in there? Some unlabeled videos or things?
This one about Starmer saying what is one of his first things he's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Play that.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
There we go.
First, protect the
It is, of course,
pedophiles.
an important summit on NATO. It is, for me, to be absolutely clear that the first duty of my government is security and
More
defence.
war.
Yeah.
To make clear our unshakable support of NATO, and of course, to reiterate, as I did to President Zelensky yesterday, the support that we will have in this country and with our allies towards Ukraine.
Man, look at that. Look at that. So
nothing changes.
Yeah, good luck, Britain. Yeah, but I don't think they had any choice. Most of the people running, they want to support the war. The other ones, that didn't, they probably didn't have much of a chance to win anyway. Unfortunately, look at that. How they make sure that the ones that are, you know, possibly can have a seat of power are the ones that are do with the
This
deep state.
guy wants peace.
Oh yeah, this was a good video. Listen to what he thinks. I mean, you hear all this nasty stuff about Putin, you know, and you wonder if he puts his shoes on and then he says, I'm going to go invade Ukraine. But Orban went and talked to him, and Orban, you were talking about that, right? Rational thinkers, like not like Ursula von der Leyen or Ken Keir, or what's his name, Keir Starmer, Olaf Scholz. You already heard them today. Let's hear what Orban says.
100, more than 100% a rational person.
Putin.
When he negotiates, when he starts to explain a point, when he makes a proposal, saying yes or no, he's super rational. How to say in Hungarian? Cool-blooded, you know? Yeah. Cool-blooded. Low profile, cool-blooded, you know, very cautious, punctually formation, you know, discipline. So it's a real challenge to have a negotiation and to be prepared if you would like to keep the intellectual and political level of him.
So he finds it's a challenge. In other words, he's not a Putin agent, like what they're going to be calling him that, of course, in the European Union and the West in general. But he said it's a challenge to negotiate with him.
And that Baerbock was going to go to Hungary and talk to them, and they cancelled the meeting. They said they didn't want to speak to
what
her.
the heck? Why would you want to talk with Baerbock? I mean,
she was going to go over there and moan about it.
She says she cares more about Ukraine than her own people, and gosh, Baerbock. I mean, I can't. Man alive! It lets you know there's something really, really foul when you get these people like that. There was a guy, I think it was the new defense minister, was it, or some minister or something of England now. He was talking on the street.
David Lammy, the black guy.
You probably saw the video. He's sitting there. There's no police around. I've been here for a long time and there's no police. And in the background, there's a policeman standing there.
He's a bit of an idiot.
They're all. I mean, nobody's a bigger idiot than Baerbock, I don't think. Well, there's so many. I don't know. They have to.
Well, he called Trump a right-wing Nazi, so I don't know how he's going to deal with him. Also, Trump rang Farage and congratulated him on winning, but he didn't win. He didn't ring anybody else. Didn't ring Starmer. Didn't ring anyone.
Oh, Trump, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't either. Well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign, at least. Wow. Yeah. So that's probably all the videos and stuff that I had, right? Except for the photo of Diana Panchenko, huh?
Oh, you want this photo?
Oh, yes. We didn't have Maria Zakharova, but because we had such a bad video of her. Gosh, she even looks good. She's not only very courageous, but she's also, I guess good on that sort of thing too. So anyway, maybe we'll be interviewing her at some point in time. We'll, whenever we see any good videos from her talking about politics and stuff like that, we'll try to put them up because I don't know. I hope they're not going to knock her off. So that's all I have.
I have nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, you are busy today.
Yeah, I was very busy today because I'm leaving. I'm leaving you.
What?
Hang on. I'll get something. Find it.
Yeah. Leaving me?
Yes.
Yeah, actually Dave is going to kind of be out of the net for couple of weeks. We're going to try to be doing.
We're going to be live on Sunday from here and from Dubai.
From here? Oh, yeah.
Well, you'll be here. You'll be live, won't you?
I'll be live.
We're going to be on laptops, so that's going to be interesting.
I hope I'll be alive,
Yes, and I'll be in Dubai, and then the week after in another place.
In another place.
Yes. The show on Sunday will be in another place.
Another place. Okay.
So 63 will be in Dubai and here. 64 will be here and another place.
In another place. From the other side somewhere.
Yes. Further east.
Further? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Further east.
But not Russia.
No.
So.
No. And then actually probably 2 shows from there. And then on the way back, probably another show in Dubai and then back here. So there we go.
Okay. And hope everything goes good there.
Yes. And
gosh, wait a minute. That's 2 weeks. I hope I'm still here and not because we were planning on.
He might be going to Germany.
Yeah. I just now was thinking about that. We wanted to get there fairly soon. Can't be delaying that too much. But actually, I was working at the zoo because they asked me. I didn't say at the beginning. They wanted me 4 more days. I guess there's some, people going on vacation and all that, and they were in a real bind. And so I said, oh, okay.
You have to go to a beer hall rally.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I got to remember that one, a beer hall rally. Okay.
Yeah, people go, what's that?
Yeah, if they ask me to work again, I'm going to say I got a
beer hall rally.
I got a beer. Oh, but I can't say that in Russian. I got to figure that one out.
You have to work that out and say that's where you're going, beer hall rally. Yeah. I'll be like, what?
Okay, piva.
Even people out there will be going, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
Look it up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then that's it. Short show. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're letting you get home early. We started an hour early, as you all noticed, unless you're in a different twilight zone or something.
That's because I've got to fly out at 2 a.m.
Yeah, 2 a.m. Damn. Wow. Okay. What a time to fly.
Yeah, I'll be there at 10 in the morning, though.
Definitely fall asleep on the plane. At least I would. You got
nice seats.
Nice seats. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
No.
And what do we got to say? We got to say, please subscribe.
Oh yeah, please subscribe.
Like it, thumbs up.
Like, send it out to all your buddies and your pals and all that kind of good stuff. And get us some other good guests.
I'll tell you what we will do when we come back. When we're in the studio, we're going to take phone calls.
Oh really? You're going to make
yes, that? Yes. We've got a US number, UK number, and an Australian number. So if you're one of those places, you can ring for a local call, and you can talk to us on the air.
Not video calls, because you were telling me about some people doing dick pictures and stuff like that. We don't want any dick pictures.
No.
So
I have enough of that with him here.
Who? Not me. You mean Hunter Biden?
Hunter. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Gosh, that guy. Maybe we got to find some more from Hunter. Put him up there. Well, we had a naked picture, not a video today.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. Well,
Hunter, thanks for Hunter for this contribution.
Yes. Okay, that's it.
Okay, everybody.
Bye.
Till then. Bye.